Wow, it's really coming. Oh, you can see it's going like horizontal. The wind is really blowing right now. Holy smoke. Jersey Shore. And if I remember right, I think next season 4 is when they go to Italy. And that's the one where Mike, the situation, smashes his head into the wall. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm sure I've woken up everyone that was asleep in this area. Hi, baby. I don't know, cows are not like exotic animals. A better freedom. He's got more slack. He's not so tight to the bike. And so we've been using this method for the last few days. And he is like the happiest dog in the world. And I haven't seen him run like this in years. I'm not kidding, years. Like, I have to slow him down. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Dude. What are you doing? Huh? You wanna go outside, go pee pee? Huh? You wanna go outside? Come on. Let's go outside. Come on, puppy. Come on. There you go. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, you just sneezed on my leg, bro. Yes, you did. Okay. Oh, neck scratches. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Okay. Hold on. There's the babies. Lefty. Left. Hi, everyone. The babies are making little baby noises. So when I got that comment from someone that said that the horns don't dictate sex, I said, so correct me if I'm wrong, but a cow is female and a bull is male, right, as far as terminology? And so I've got to see what they reply to that, because I don't know anything about this kind of stuff. Look at the babies. Yeah. And these two right here they're pretty close. They're maybe 50 feet from us. Shh. Oh, babies, crossing the road. Look both ways. Look, Lefty. Lefty. Come here. All right, we're going to get out of here. I'm sure I've woken up everyone that was asleep in this area. Hi, baby. I don't know, cows are not like exotic animals. I don't know why I'm getting so excited over this. So we're gonna move on. But cool for us on a morning bike ride. Right, buddy? I've got him like 40 lines around the handlebar. Okay, this way. Easy. Easy. This way. Holy smokes, this dog. Hi everyone, good morning. I hope y'all are doing great today. He's just pulling me backwards. So I have to be really quick on the brakes, because if he decides to stop, I'm doing the hand leash. I did have the walkie dog device, you know, that attaches to the bike. And while it does work great and he is attached to the bike, when I use this method by just holding the leash, this is just a 6-foot leash. You can probably hear him whizzing in the background. Hold on. This gives him a better freedom. He's got more slack. He's not so tight to the bike. And so we've been using this method for the last few days. And he is like the happiest dog in the world. And I haven't seen him run like this in years. I'm not kidding, years. Like, I have to slow him down. He's racing me. Like, I'll show you when we're getting ready to go back to the rig. He will race me, and as fast as I go, he will be right next to me, like right out in front. He just ripping. And so I started the first day kind of calm, you know, because he hasn't done running. Like, even at the dog park, you know, not a lot of running because there just wasn't any reason to run, you know. So I started him the first day with some, what I'm going to call like light jogging. And then the next day, he was like running the show, and the running became more aggressive. And then the next day, more so. And this is like the 5th day we've been doing this. And look, he just wants to go, go, go. So he's trying to get him back in shape. I didn't want to hammer on him on day 1 and possibly pull a groin or something. I don't know what dogs would do, but, you know, something comparable to, didn't want him to cramp up or anything. So we've eased back into it. And I'll be danged if he isn't like, you know, I thought his running days were over, but far from it. This dog is nutso now. Okay, easy. You see, I have to keep slowing him down. Easy, pup. But you couldn't ask for a better place to do this. You know, like right here is about the rockiest that we'll see as far as these small rocks. We're going to turn around. I don't like riding on this next road here because, stop, because this next road is all popcorn rock that they've dumped. So we're going to do a 180 here. Come on, buddy, back this way. Come on. Come on, this way. Come on. Back this way. Come on. Come on, back this way. Come on. Okay. Okay. I don't know if you could catch what I just did, but I did the power turnaround using the throttle. Just whipped the rear end around. And, you know, I'm not going to say that I might have done that because there were a couple of people around, but it is the best way to turn a bike around really fast. And it gave them something cool to look at. See, I have to stop, like, you know, he wants to stop and sniff and take a whizzer every so often. And there's another piece. It just looks like it was a tree branch, doesn't it? Like this is like the bark that was on it. It just looks like petrified wood, and you can find it all around out here. Let me pause and clean this up over here. Be right back. Around here. Right there. Okay, bud. Okay, let me make sure everything is still connected up. I wish I had gloves that can do touch screen, you know, so I have to take my glove off to touch the camera screen to wake it up to make sure we're still recording. And it looks like the microphone is still good, so we're good to go. Okay. So, okay, come on. Wow, that's an interesting looking rig. Wow. What the heck is that? That's like something that must be a leftover prop from like Space 1999 or something like that. Or UFO. You remember that series, UFO? That was an awesome series. And if you look at the history of how UFO came to be, it was created and produced from the same guy that did all of the super marionation, you know, Thunderbirds, Thunderbirds are go. And what is it, Johnny 99, and there was a whole slew of those super marionation shows that they made. Captain Scarlet, go and watch all those shows. They really do capture the time period from when they were produced. They're so great. And there's some really great documentaries that have been made showing how they did the production and you know how they developed from like the first puppet show. I'm gonna call them puppets because that's what they were. The first puppet show that they did was, you know, so rudimentary. You could see all the strings. It was in black and white.
Jump down and show him your trick, Twizzle.
First he twizzled his arms, and then he twizzled his legs.
Oh, dear. Oh, my goodness. Don't ever do that again.
You know, it was just, you know, very, very basic puppet action. And then to show how they went from that and developed the puppets, then they worked on getting the mouth sync so that the puppet's mouth would sync to the voice actor's speech. Come here. Over here. Over here. He doesn't see it, but that guy is, or girl, is staring right at us. But Lefty doesn't see it, and I'm glad, because he'll want to drag me. Thank you for dusting me out, bro. Really great. Ugh. If they would just drop down to 5 miles an hour for just, you know, the 100 feet to go past me. I don't want him to see that because he'll want to take off straight across country to go get that thing. Y'all see what I'm talking about, right? I hope the camera is, I'll zoom in editing as much as I can, but that's a big one. It's not the same one we saw the other day because it doesn't have, oh, there's another one up ahead. Right here. Stay. How you doing? So the road's still open to traffic?
I think so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, good to go.
Come on. Come on. Whoop. Right here. Just found this laying in the road. It's a Walgreens pill pouch. And there's 2 Tums. So one of the runners, I hope they don't run into a problem with their guts because they dropped their Tums. So I'm gonna pocket that. That's a boy. Look at this guy. He's just humming along, 9 miles an hour. That's a good boy. Oh, the washboards are coming back. Because they scraped this a couple days ago and it was really smooth. But here, let's go up this way. Come on. Come on. Okay. Hold on right here. Stay. Good boy. You being good. Being a very good boy. Yes, you are. Very good boy. Okay, come on. That's a boy. So I do want to thank all of you that saw the last video and all the prayers and well wishes for AC. So I just every day AC is all I think about. One of the things that I know you saw in the video where I kind of had a moment where I kind of broke down and lost it, and that's, I couldn't control that. I don't know what that is that takes you over, but I was just, you know, I was trying to share the information and I couldn't get through it. My mind, body, just, I couldn't continue to talk. And that's something that I've only experienced in my life a couple of times. I remember back when I was a youngster, my best friend in high school, his father got cancer and passed. And his father was not the nicest man. He was a German, from Germany, very, this way, very, very rigid. My friend and his dad were not really close, you know, because his dad was just very, very, very rigid. And so he passed, and I remember going to his funeral, and he was a master typesetter. He worked for Kodak in their typography department. I mean, he was, you know, he had created fonts. I mean, he was very well known in that industry. And, you know, at the time I was, you know, I had graduated from college. I was working in the print industry, but my friend's dad was very, very well known. He belonged to typographers guilds and all these organizations. And when he passed, there were, I'm gonna say, whoa, this is very mushy. We got to turn around. There were probably 1,500 people at his funeral, and we're sitting there, you know, and my friend is obviously up in the front with his family, and I'm kind of midway back, and I'm with this girl that I was dating at the time. I think I was, you know, 22 or 23 years old, and all of a sudden I just broke down in tears. And, you know, even though this man and I didn't have a close relationship, even him and his own son didn't have a close relationship, but the power of the situation, and knowing that my friend, that his dad had passed, that really, I lost it and started crying really badly at the funeral. And that was the first time I ever experienced that happening. And, you know, and that's what happened to me the other day when I was talking to y'all on the camera. I couldn't control what was happening. And only after I sat down, like editing that video, you know, I had to go over that clip multiple times, and every time I'm back in tears again watching that clip, and seeing Lefty come to me, because he's never seen me cry before, you know, in the 11 years that he and I have been together. He's never seen me like that. And I didn't, you know, I know it happened at the time, but only after watching the video clip did I see what really, you know, I could see by his ear positions, the way he was holding his ears, that he was in his, I don't know what to call it, but he was very concerned. He was very inquisitive, and that the way that he was holding his ears, you don't see that. He doesn't do that very much at all, you know. He knew something was going on, and he stood there right up next to me by my side the entire time that I was, you know, having that moment. And he sat there right with me, stood there with me, and I was crouched down on the ground just trying to get my stuff together and get back up on my feet. And thank you all for letting me have that moment, and I didn't see one comment of anyone that made fun of me or called me weak or anything, because as I was putting the video together, you know, I felt like putting that clip in was needed just so that I could convey like the severity of what's going on. But I'm just glad that I was able to share that moment and that I didn't pay for it. You know, there's some people out there that watch videos just to be able to say bad things in the comments, and that didn't happen. I haven't read 100% of the comments, but I've read quite a few of them, and I haven't seen it yet, so I guess there's still a chance I come across it. But so far, y'all have been very, very nice in the comments. Thank you for all the prayers for AC. He continues to be in the hospital. I'm thankful that he's at Strong Memorial Hospital, part of URMC, University of Rochester Medical Center. You know, that's a world-renowned hospital. So he couldn't be at a better place, I don't think. And that's right here in Rochester. I'm thankful for that. There are some things that were a part of our trip and our drive up here that I had to kind of skip over. The video ended up being very long as it was. And if you watched the whole 51 minutes, thank you for that. It turned out to be a lot longer than I anticipated. But there were some other clips and tidbits that I'm going to throw into this video so that you can see, because there were some other pretty neat things that happened on the drive. It was just a 2-day drive. You know, because we got stuck in that traffic jam going into Parker, it just backed us up. And so we decided just to split it into a 2-day trip. And we spent that evening in Searchlight, Nevada, which is at like 4,000 foot elevation. So it was so much cooler there. We were in the shade of the pine trees. So we came from like 98 degrees and we get out up there and it's like 78 degrees in the shade with a breeze. And we just were so thankful that we were up there in that cooler weather. And then the next day we just got up and drove the remaining, I don't know, 180 miles or 150 miles, whatever it was, onto Hurricane. So it was a good trip, nice and relaxing and calming. The funny thing is we came across Mars while we were driving. I passed him and he was waving out the window of his truck, but I didn't pick up on it. And then I get a phone call and he's like, do you know you just passed me? And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. He said, I'm driving up to Gooseberry Mesa. And I'm like, that's where we're going too. So he got in line with Bobby and me, and the three of us continued on. The three of us spent the night up there in Searchlight, and then we finished the drive the next day. He went a different route the next day, so we did split off, but then we all ended up here in the same camp the next day, which was pretty cool to run across him. The chances of that happening, you know, yeah, it's not that uncommon that we were going to the same next location, but on the same day, at the same time, on the same road, and to run into each other, that was pretty cool. That was really cool. So I've got some housekeeping I want to go over, things about stickers, the website, people that have sent us gifts and all that. So I'd like to cover all that stuff right now, just take a couple of minutes. I did want to thank Leanne. Leanne sent us some funds for fuel for the drive up to Utah. You know, the rig gets between 10 and 13 miles per gallon. If there's a headwind, it's more like 9. If there's a tailwind, it's more like 14 and a half. So thank you, Leanne, for sending those funds. It was very much appreciated. I was able to fill the tank and get all the way from Arizona all the way up to Utah where we were going. And Paul also sent us some, what he put it as, I think just money for stuff. He sent us some funds for the upcoming trip. So thank you, Paul, for that. I've got to also thank Lou Ira. He sent some funds so that I could get some maintenance items. Stop chewing my glove. Some maintenance items for the motorcycle. It's time for the next oil change, oil filter. So Lou, thank you for sending that. Very appreciated. And also Ricky. Ricky sent us some PayPal funds to help us out. So Ricky, thank you. You know, we have PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Any one of those you can send funds through. If you do use PayPal, it's got my daughter's name on it because I ran into a problem with PayPal and my old PayPal account. So Dalen made an account for me in her name. So if you go to send funds, the email address is TCM and Lefty, the Campulence Man and Lefty @gmail.com. But it'll pop up and it's my daughter's name. So don't let that throw you if you go on to PayPal. It is funds that are coming to us. We just had to do a little workaround on PayPal for that. So thank you, Ricky, for sending that to us. And Leanne sent me some funds to replace my slippers. And she wants me to get the good slippers, like the LL Bean. So, okay, you know, I'm always a cheap one, and I paid for it with those cheap slippers because they kind of fell apart. But so she sent me the funds for the LL Beans, which I've ordered, and I'm just having them shipped to Mom's house in New York since we're out here, and I'll have them waiting for me when we get back there. Thankfully, we don't have any cold nights really, so I don't really need the slippers right now. So thank you, Leanne, for that. And she also sent funds for Lefty for his snacks, and I ordered him some really awesome chicken snacks. There's a new brand. He really likes them. They're a little softer than the WAG brand. I mean, the WAG are still great, but this new brand, can't think of the name, so I'll put it on the screen, but they're softer and they're easier to chew for him. I bought him a big bag of those. There's a medicated shampoo that I use on him because he's a pink skin dog. The pink skin dogs are more sensitive to skin allergies and things like that. And he had an issue. This is going back years ago. I think he may have been bit by something, and he had an allergic reaction, and he broke out with all these bumps. It was terrible. And I took him to the vet, and they gave him, I don't know if it was pills or an injection that took care of the immediate, you know, all those bumps and everything disappeared. But they suggested that I use this, I'm calling it medicated shampoo. It's a shampoo for dogs that has, I can't think of the chemical drug that's in it. And it's the kind that you put on the dog, lather them all up, and you let it sit on it. You don't rinse it right off. You let it sit for like 5 to 10 minutes before you rinse it off. And so I've been using that on him. You know, this is probably eight years ago. So I've been using that shampoo. It's more expensive than cheaper shampoos, but I learned my lesson with him. I bought a shampoo one time for him that said it was for white-haired dogs to make the, you know, really white, and it irritated him to no end. I used it one time, and it turned his skin so red and irritated. I dumped the stuff in the garbage, and I'll never buy anything like that again. So Leanne allowed me to buy this better, more expensive, but he's worth it, shampoo for him. So thank you, Leanne, for that. So Lefty got some really good treats, and he got his good shampoo. And I've been reminding him that when we get to Grandma's, he's going straight in the bathtub. You know, she's got the sprayer hose and everything, and he's going to look and feel great once we get back to Grandma's and gets his bath. Aren't you? You going to go to Grandma's and get your bath? Huh? He doesn't look too excited about it, but he doesn't fight me or anything. He just kind of stands there and takes it. But boy, when it's over, he sure is happy. He's seen him go ripping around the house with the Zoomers when it's all over. But he'll look, you know, he looks very white here, but then after I get in the bath, and then he looks super white. And then I realize how much dirt he's actually carrying. I do wipe him I get a really wet washcloth and I wipe him down, and you should see the dirt that rings out of the washcloth when I do that. So if you got a dog out here, I recommend just, you know, in between being able to take them and giving them shampoo baths, just a wet washcloth, and you rub them up really good, you know, short-haired dog especially. And man, the dirt that I was pulling off of him when I do that is incredible. So Leanne, thank you for the snacks, and thank you for the shampoo for Lefty. He appreciates the snacks more than the shampoo, I think. Oh, buddy. Oh, and Leanne, I also was able to get some new gloves because my walking gloves for him, those leather ones, the leash has worn a hole in the finger again. You know, it goes across my index finger right here, the leash, and that's what always wears out. So she sent me funds. I got new gloves, and I was able to get some new batteries for the remote for my motion lights. They take this really oddball battery size, so I was able to get some of those batteries because of that. Thanks, Leanne, again. So I do have stickers available. If you've never been over to our website, thecampulanceman.com. Now I want to tell you, if you've ever gone to our website and you got a warning about a security certificate being out of date, that has been corrected. When I bought that website package, I bought this extra security feature called Site Lock. And Site Lock locked the site so that no files could be edited without special express permission. But one of the things that SiteLock did was it blocked the SSL certificate from updating automatically. So every 3 months, a new certificate was supposed to auto-update, but SiteLock would say, no, you can't do that because this site is locked. So I would have to call them every 3 months and have them go through this manual process of installing the new certificate. So if you ever went to my website and got that warning that it was insecure, that's why. And a lot of you would send me a message and let me know, so I would get on the phone and have it fixed. And it was, they would fix it and take about 15 minutes, but it became such a pain in the butt. So I started looking at, is SiteLock really worth it? How can I make my website so that this doesn't happen every 3 months? So I went online and did some research about SiteLock, and this one company did a full test of SiteLock, and they said that it's a piece of crap. It's not worth the money it costs. Get it off of your website. If you were suckered into buying it as part of your hosting package, they said get rid of it. It's unneeded. It's unneeded. So I called up my hosting service and I said, I want to discontinue SiteLock immediately, which I've done. So now, wow, the heck is that? Oh, wow, that's a fire helicopter. Wow, bright yellow. So I should never again have that out-of-date security certificate happen. So if you ever went to the website and saw that and that made you not want to buy stickers from my website, I understand, I get it. If you want to get stickers, you can go to my website, thecampulanceman.com, click on store. I've got several different stickers in there. You can also click through and get to my t-shirt store, hoodies, t-shirts, socks, all kinds of good stuff. I don't push this a lot, the stickers and all that. I kind of, I always carry them with us. And when we run across people and they want stickers, or I hand them out to people all the time. So I don't talk about them a lot, but I just got new stock of stickers because I was out of 2 of them. So I just got those in. We've got a couple different Lefty stickers. We've got a few different Campulance Man stickers. So go over to the website, grab some stickers, click over to the t-shirt shop, see if you want to get a t-shirt with Lefty on it, or me. I know just Lefty's going to be the winner of that one. But so the website, fully secure, shouldn't ever see that warning again. It was always secure, except when that certificate wasn't getting updated. Now that is an odd looking. No, that's a kit helicopter. It has no canopy. That guy is out in the open. Yeah, that's a kit. I thought it was, I don't know why I said it's a fire helicopter, because it looked so odd. But no, that's a kit helicopter. And I hope he used grade 8 bolts on that thing. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I would trust flying something that I built myself. I don't know. So if you do get stickers through my website, I have no access to your credit card. It's all handled through a third-party processor, so don't have any concerns about that. What I used to do before I had the website was people would send me PayPal or Cash App. So if you'd rather just send PayPal, you just have to include a note and say which sticker you'd like and your shipping address so that I know where to send it. And I'll go ahead and send it. So we can do it that way if you're more comfortable than ordering it from my website. But like I said, the website, I have no access to any of the credit card stuff. All I see is that an order comes in and your shipping info, and then Lefty puts the sticker in an envelope and licks it, and I put the stamp on because he can't seem to get it in the corner of the envelope right, and I like them to be nice and square in the corner. So if y'all are new to the channel and you want to hear our whole story, I have a playlist that starts with video number 1 and goes all the way up to the last video I just posted. At the end of every video on my end screen, it says, watch all our videos. Click that. That's a playlist that will start you back 6 years ago at the beginning, back in my house, with me showing my ambulance on Craigslist that I was just about to buy. So if you want to see the whole story, click that button, get comfortable for about 4 weeks and watch all of our videos from way back when. It's some people have told me that really helped them to understand, you know, where we're at today, because they were able to go back and see where we came from back then 6 years ago. So click that playlist at the end of the video. It's at the end of every video. Watch all our videos, click that one. And some of them are pretty bad, I'll admit, the early ones. But it tells a story, and it's the whole timeline from the beginning right up till current. And there's one last thing about YouTube that I want to mention. Please check your subscription status. I've been contacted by a bunch of people that said that they hadn't been seeing my videos pop up because YouTube unsubscribed them without their knowledge. So they had to go back in, resubscribe. So please, if you want to be subscribed, make sure that you are, because YouTube is something wacky with the YouTube brain, and they are unsubscribing people without people telling them to do it. So make sure you're subscribed. Click the notification so you get notified when a new video comes out. I would appreciate you checking that. The subscription numbers help me to get the gear that I'm able to give away to all of you. So make sure you're subscribed. We appreciate that. Thank you. There's one last thing I want to talk about. Galaxy Travelers Outpost. That's the new name for BCM. BCM is the mail service that I've been using down in Quartzsite for 6 years. Well, BCM was owned by an older couple, and the gentleman passed away recently. And so the company has now been purchased by 2 young ladies, Sonia and Star. They're very, very nice. So they've taken the company, they're revamping it. They changed the name. It's no longer BCM. It's Galaxy Travelers Outpost. They've got a new location. I'll put all the info right here on the screen. So if you're looking for a shipping service, BCM developed a bit of a bad reputation under the previous ownership. They were not easy to deal with sometimes. They always treated me very well. I used to bring them customers. People would see me talk about them. So I think they treated me better than they treated people that weren't bringing them new business. And so that's all behind them now, because it's new ownership, new location. They're setting it up. They're implementing all of the features that you would need from a shipping service: mail forwarding, package receiving. You can sign up for an annual account. I believe they have a 6-month account you can sign up for. So I'll put their info right here on the screen. Again, very nice young ladies. They're really great to deal with. They're travelers themselves. They are, you know, out living in an old school bus, and I forget what their other vehicle is, but they're folk just like me. And a lot of you that are out traveling around. So give them a call, talk to them about the service they can give you. And, you know, they're the kind of people, those 2, Sonia and Star, that will do special things for you if you just ask. You know, they're not corporate, rigid line people. If you've got an emergency and say, hey, I know you close at 5, this thing is coming at 6, can I please come and get it? Chances are they're going to say, yep, come on over, we'll be here for you. That's the kind of service you're going to get from them. So Sonia and Star, I wish you all the best with your new business, and I will be using you next season when we show up down in Quartzsite, of course. All right, let's get back. I don't know where we are. We started driving down trails here, but I think we need to go that way. So I'm going to turn us around, and Lefty's definitely ready to go. And I'm sure he could use his breakfast. So when you see, I talked about that we're in a beautiful location. This is what I'm talking about. This is just a great, great place to camp. and you can get out here and find you a spot to camp with no neighbors and really nobody in sight. And one of the things that me and Bobby and David were talking about yesterday is that there is absolutely no road noise. You know, like a lot of places you camp, you can hear off in the distance, you know, an interstate or you know, you can hear traffic. There is none of that out here. It is dead quiet at night here, which is really cool. You might have to get out the phone and GPS it. Yeah, hold on, buddy. Let me check the phone. Hold on. Okay, so we are headed in the wrong direction. We need to go back the other way. Whoop. I know I'm gonna have to get the phone back out again here in a minute. Come on, this way. Just trying to find us out here, Left. You should be the one leading me. Where's the truck? Huh? Where's the truck? Yep. We got snow. Whoops. There goes the chairs. We got some kind of wicked storm coming through here right now. Oh, it's the grapple. Yep. Okay, back up. Yeah, this is like a really bad storm coming through right now. I mean, we just got back from Bobby's place like 3 minutes ago. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so this is just gonna be like wind whipping really bad. I have the fan running, believe it or not, because it was getting a little warm in here. So I just had the door cracked. 72 inside, 52 in the battery compartment. And it is grappling out there. So it's very angry right now. Oh my gosh, the mountains have all disappeared. This is a storm front. Oh my gosh, this is bad. It's pretty bad, but it's gonna pass. I mean, it was just sunny a few minutes ago. Wow, it's really coming. Oh, you can see it's going like horizontal. The wind is really blowing right now. Holy smokes. You know, we're cozy warm in here. I mean, the batteries got up to 93.6% already today, because it was sunny coming and going. It's just before 1 p.m. So we were on our way to getting 100%, even though it was not a great day out. Because I can't help myself. Dalen and I were talking about something the other day, and the Jersey Shore show came up in the conversation. And so I'm like, I've got to go. So it's on Prime, Amazon, to watch. And I remember back when this was fresh, when it first came out, and it was just a shit show, you know, these young kids, and rewatching it all these years later, it still is. I can't imagine that these people that are in it, when they look back on this and watch it, they must be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe all the stupid stuff that I did on that show. So I'm going to click on Jersey Shore. I think I'm on season 3. So they did the Jersey Shore on season 1. Then season 2, they went to Miami. And then season 3, they're back at Jersey Shore. And if I remember right, I think next season 4 is when they go to Italy. And that's the one where Mike, the situation, smashes his head into the wall. It's a classic episode. It's going down in history. The Academy Awards, there'll be bronze plaques on the wall highlighting season 4, episode 6, where Mike, the situation, slams his head through the wall in Italy. It's a classic. It's, doesn't get any better than that as far as TV content. You want to go see if David's awake? Huh? You want to go look for David? Whoa. Where's David? Where is he? Huh? He knows it's somewhere close. Wait, let's go to the next one. Up this one. Let's go to the next one up here. Come on. Up this way. You are right, that one does connect, but we don't want to be bothering Mars and Bobby this early in the morning. So we are all interconnected by a trail here. Follow the trail. Stay. Oh, what a good boy. Walk. And okay, puppy. Follow the trail. I see he keeps looking over. He knows where Dave. Let's go to David. Come on, follow the trail. He's like, why aren't we going over that direction? This trail does get there. Don't worry. We will get there. No, you want to cut through? Okay. Okay. Whoa. Oh yeah, his door's open. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Morning.
Coming inside? You want to come inside? Yes. Come on.
Good Lord.
Don't do your thing.
He
I
pr-
hit the bar. I know. I know. I hit the garbage. They put the garbage up there.
Oh, is that what he's looking at?
Yeah.
He's no dummy.
You might smell the coffee.
Here, can you
Oh, yeah.
found that on the trail?
You know what? Yeah.
Come on, come on, come on.
I'm stuck.
No.